we ended up going out to Evel Knievel days in Butte, Montana, and I ran into my friend Latham McKay, who's he's a script writer and an actor, a producer, and he's a big time avid Evel Knievel collector.
Yeah.
And he said to me, he goes, I just got something you're not going to believe. And I'm like, what? He goes, I just picked up Evel Knievel's jump bike.
So that's where you got your hands on.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He goes, no. I says, where are you storing it? He goes, I got it down on Main Street on display. I'm like, can we go see it? He goes, you know what, man, let's go. He's like me. He's like, oh, yeah. So we went down there, and, it was all roped off so nobody could get near it. And he goes, go sit on it. He says, I want a picture of you on it. And I'm like, oh, really? I went over and I sat on it. And when I sat on it, I want to tell you, I felt like the spirit of Evel Knievel came right inside me. I'm telling you, it gave me chill. I had shivers from it. I sat there, and when I was sitting on the bike, I just kept looking up, and I kept seeing a ramp coming at me. I was just like, and then like I'd stand up like I was getting ready. I just kept going like that, like I just was feeling like something's gonna happen.
Right.
I feel this, and I turned around. He says to me, he goes, and like everybody else was talking to me, and I couldn't hear anything. I was just gone. And Lathan says to me, how's it feel? And I turned around and I turned around just like this. I turned around and I says, the word fear does not exist in my vocabulary. And I don't know if anybody knows, that was a famous line by Evel Knievel in his first movie. And I just started cracking. I said, where did that come from, man? And he started laughing. I says, look, if you ever want anybody to jump this bike, I says, please tell me either me or Robbie Knievel will jump it. And he goes, I paid $350,000 for that bike. That bike's never going to see the air again. He says, just promise me that it'll be me or Robbie Knievel. He goes, promise. It's okay. Walked away, never thinking there was a chance it would ever happen. And he called me like 2 months later. He goes, look, he says, I got somebody that's willing to pay a lot of money to see that bike fly. He says, and if you want to split the money with me, I'll let you do it.
Really?
I'm like, really? He goes, I says, how much? He goes, and he told me, and I'm like, wow. I just, let's do it, man, let's do it. So I went to Texas and I jumped 15 cars down there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, after jumping a dirt bike, that Harley, it weighs 350 pounds for the fuel and everything, and there's no suspension. We'll call it 3 inches of travel, but what's 3 inches of travel? That's no suspension. And I started hitting, and we were practicing, and I thought I was a dead man because I booked a 15-car jump. You know, everybody kept saying, just do 10 cars, just do 10. I'm like, jumping Evel's bike unless it's a jump. So we jumped to 15 cars, and I almost missed the landing ramp. And when I landed, I mean, you have to do it a certain way.
Yeah.
And I landed it beautiful. I mean, it hit hard. It bounced. I mean, really bounced. But I kept it up, and the bike didn't split in half or anything. And as soon as I landed, I came back, and this guy comes over to me, and everybody was screaming and hollering and cheering and everything. This guy comes up to me, puts his hand on me like this here. He goes, think you could do the record on this? I says, I don't know. I says, it's not very fast. I hit it almost wide open. I know why Evel Knievel couldn't jump this thing very far. And he goes, well, what would it take to make it for the record? I says, oh, we'd have to do some gearing changes, but we'd have to do something to get more power out of it, too. He goes, all right. He says, if you think you can do it, he says, I'll be in touch with you shortly. And I'm like, okay, who are you? And he handed me a card. And it just said Woody on it. Lathan comes over to me and goes, you know who that was? Do you know who that was? I says, no, who was it? He goes, that's Woody. He owns the Buffalo Gym in Sturgis. He says it's the biggest motorcycle campground in the world. And he says, what did he say? I says, he talked to me about doing the record on this bike. He goes, oh, man. I says, he doesn't even know how to get a hold of me. He goes, well, you got his card. He says, just call and leave a message, then he'll know how to get a hold of you.
Right.
He goes, don't worry about it anyways. He'd find out how to get a hold of you. That guy gets stuff done. So he called me like about a month later, and he says, did you figure out how to get that jump done? I says, if we sign a deal, I says, I'll figure it out. I always do. I says, I can't touch the bike, though. It's a piece of history. I can change a sprocket and then put another one back on, but, like, I can't go in and do any boring. I can't do any different cams. I can't do all this stuff because it's a piece of history. They won't let me touch it. And he goes, well, how much do you want? And I remember talking with Chitwood down at Daytona. And one of the big problems they didn't want to do it was because of the money I had to get to do it.
Sure.
Because I had hit him real high on it. So I was really afraid that if I hit this guy high, I'm going to blow my chance of doing the record. And I just finally went, I can't ever go up on the price, so let's just hit where we want to be.
Right.
And I gulped and I just said, can't do it for less than this here. Got to build ramps, got to do this, got to do that. And he goes, okay, we'll have a contract to you in a week. I was like, really? He goes, yeah. He says, why? I says, no, just, okay. I says, I'll start working on getting the ramps all drawn up. Okay. And I got the contract within a week. And off we went to go set a world record.